you go out on YouTube, it will be edited again.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's always
I don't know how to edit.
So
You push that button that you
How to edit.
the night that you were at the fire department, down at the fire hall. Remember that night? You do the same thing when you try to mute Paul's voice. You know how to edit really well.
We have had great meetings. We made these debating back and
So
forth.
she can put something on
She don't have that
she doesn't have a
screaming
job.
and hollering. Everybody's getting to talk. I think we've gotten some resolution to some of the problems that we had. So we've already removed the stigma, and we are moving forward. But every time someone come in here and say, I done seen it on YouTube, no, you didn't see it on YouTube. You saw what that person wanted you to see.
Amen. Yeah.
Okay?
I understand. I'm just saying that sometimes, and all media outlets do that. That's nothing new.
This wasn't a media outlet.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it was.
But my concern, I looked at the Borough Manager's report dated December 11, 2014, listed as revenues for real estate tax for 26.6 mils in 2014 and 24.6 mils in 2015. And basically the subsection was, can we afford to reduce taxes?
No.
And the next thing was probably not. And one of the things that I looked at is what the prior borough manager said was partly correct and partly incorrect. Your financial obligations, not only to your pension, but also salaries and other services, you have to raise taxes. There's no other way that you can get out of it.
Right here. Everybody's saying you can't squeeze blood out of the stone.
I understand.
And that's exactly where this community's at. And what Colwyn does need to do is something that this council has done. Okay, we need to continue to cut and to save money. Okay, and not give money away. And that's what some of the little back and forth here's about, us continuing to give money. We got it down to where we were giving hundreds of thousands of dollars away, and now we're fighting over a couple $100. So we're headed in the right direction.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and my thing is too, we need to find some way to bring money in Colwyn,
Yeah.
not keep taking it out.
Well, here's another thing, and I know this is the sore spot for everybody, but one large thing that was taken out of this borough, it was revenue neutral, but it gave us revenue. And the one thing that's different with Sharon Hill, Lansdowne, and Yaden, you know why they're better than us? They enforce all of their codes. We're not enforcing either. I got a phone call on Sunday about a tree going into our creek.
Well, we're going to-
Hold on, Freddie, I'm not finished. You gave me this. We're not taking care of it the way you want to take care of it. We're not going to bring somebody in to go around and write tickets and they can't even go to court to take the person to court. We need a codes department because codes department,
Yes.
I'll give you an example. Every time we call Catania out here to do a building inspection or a rental property inspection, okay, we're $28 in the hole. And no, we're more than that because without the approval of council, y'all cut the rental license or the rental fees. The rental fees y'all cut to $75.
Well,
Let me finish.
This bar is over-inspected
Let me
property.
finish.
This
You
bar
can't
is.
cut it.
You need a code enforcement. You need a code enforcement and you need a code enforcement to do your job.
Yes.
The bottom line is, the revenue for all of this just went out the door because I found out the other day, you're only charging $75 for a rental license. It's $75 for the rental license and $75 for the UNO. If you want to change that, then you got to change the ordinance. You can't just drop down and say, oh, we're not charging that.
And you know what's on that?
And here's the thing, we have had that challenge. We have had that challenge in court, and we won. So it's nothing like that. No, it will cover itself because the salary that Dania was getting, half her salary was with codes. Because codes is a revenue neutral department. It does bring revenue in, but it's supposed to take care of everything. If you're doing a rental property, the person that's doing the rental property, it should cover their salary. cover any type of expense built into it. And that's the way it
reason
was
why
set
I
up.
say we need a code enforcement here, you got people cutting down trees, you got people digging
Yes.
holes. For what they
Yes.
want to do. If one of them trees would have fell on a little kid,
Yes.
the borough would have got sued.
No,
Yes.
not only that.
How about the
we
EPA?
have- Not only
The borough would have got
that.
sued. And then he tried to cover it up when I went over there.
Mike, not even that.
Too late.
Mike, you wanna know
Yes.
something else? We now have an EPA issue. You know why? They took all of that stuff and put it in the creek.
Yes.
In the flood zone,
And I
not the
think that's what they're trying to do.
floodway. In the flood
I
zone.
think that's what they're trying to do
The
now.
police were called and the police investigated.
What happened, Freddie? I gave you that
I don't
story.
know. Did you go talk?
I went to the police department.
Hold on, let's restore some order. Why don't we do this? I know that there might be something that will be addressed in regards to those later on in the meeting. Mr. Dean, I think you presented your proposal, you have a proposal to the borough. We do have with us tonight the financial recovery team, which was appointed by the state. Why don't you give them one of their proposals?
I'm gonna close up. Basically what I was going to say is this, that with the borough itself should look at private grants, not only from corporations, which I've listed a few here, but also from the state and also the feds. Also look at soliciting new businesses to come here or to do business here. One of the things that I find ironic is that the borough really doesn't do no investing with taxpayers' money. Now, let me say this.
Why don't you close up? We gotta close up because I gotta get this, I gotta report.
Now, the borough
He had an
could do
important
jumbo
phone.
CDs of 500,000, $250,000, 500,000. And you know, I'm talking about when you get your funds in and send them to a bank and you get a lot of revenue.
Yeah.
Now, to close, the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency, you can get money from them. The Pennsylvania Emergency Development Authority, PEMA, and FEMA, you can get money from them. The Office of the State Fire Commissioner, not only for funding, facilities, training, equipment, the police department. I'm gonna tell you this, I'm a former law enforcement officer. When I came up, I looked at your police chief. It doesn't have a cage, it has a sunroof. If my supervisor would have told me, Officer Cade, go in that vehicle, he would say, wait a minute. I would say, wait a minute. There's no cage here. If I handcuff a suspect and I'm in the back of the vehicle, they could choke me while I'm driving and I could kill someone. Now,
I think
basically, everything is here. Well, I'm finished now. Everything is here in this proposal, including look at a community bank to opening yourself. If you look at all these proposals and plans, you'll save the taxpayers about $200,000 a year immediately, and also bring in revenues of about $2.3 million, which you can use for programs and other things like that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good point.
We have a.
You just granted Devon Cade the floor.
Don't even try.
I have answers to your questions.
I'm moving on. I have the solicitor's report.
Are you going to deny me the opportunity to answer your
Yes, I am.
questions?
Yes, I am.
Philadelphia residents to address.
Please.
Okay. Either is Devon Cade. He's an applicant for a job here, and you allowed him to speak.
For my report, speaking and working with Mr. O'Rourke, and obviously talking a lot about background and bringing them up, I was able to meet Mr. Unkovic as well this morning. My apologies, I didn't finish the draft minutes. There was a lot of information. I was, quite honestly, I carved out some time this afternoon. I was in a meeting in Philadelphia, and I stopped here. Met Mr. O'Rourke again. By the time I got back, I didn't finish. I'll present those at next month's meeting. There were a couple of bills I wanted to ensure that, well, I'm just passing on to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Receiving contacts that I want to ensure that we got paid. Okay, one bills is, one is our liability insurance bills from Arthur J. Gallagher, which covers us for general liability, police liability, workers' comp, that sort of thing. Our second quarter bill is due, it's overdue at this point, so I would strongly urge you to make that payment tonight.
And I think we only have 2 bills here, so I think when we authorize, we should authorize it because I know this payment, we have together, is not as much as it should be, as far as paying third element.
There was a reflection that the fire company has switched their insurance to a different agency, so there was about an $8,000 savings that was reflected on the bill. So there's to pay that. The second is in regards to the medical payments for our officers under the court agreement 2014 with the FOA.
That's what we need to do. We need to have Shupin and Powell. Shupin and Powell went back and forth. We need them to come here.
I don't know about that. We signed the agreement. The council approved the agreement in the spring of 2014. I don't remember what the vote was. You did. The vote on it and it was approved. Actually, the terms of it were the same that were negotiated in 2013.
Then that's what I'm talking about. Because if the terms are the same, we weren't paying all this out of pocket, John. There was, because our insurance didn't renew until April 1st. The reason I'm saying this is because we don't even know what kind of insurance we have now. Because the insurance we had in 2013, once the deductible was met, everything was free. Now we're back to paying all of the co-pays.
Let me distinguish. We talked about this before. Let me distinguish. There is, you have Mrs. Merritt and
Oh, I know who you're talking about. We got.
All right, but listen.
Go ahead.
All right.
Because you and I don't have this conversation.
I know. Mrs. Merritt and Hazleton are on a non-Medicare plan.
We know that.
All right. They're the ones with the high deductible. You pay into they get their Benny card, and they use that, and after that, they're responsible for their out-of-pockets, all right? I'm talking about the reimbursement is for Gary and Olena.
And I understand that.
Okay.
Because the way we set it up, we still wouldn't have been, we gave them the best of everything. That's why I'm saying we need to know what plans. Because the plans that we gave, because we asked for them to go to Medicare, and we agreed to pay their out-of-pockets, what they paid, but we were not paying these co-pays like we were. We had an extra, we built it in. We got a F, a D, we had more than one plan where we didn't have to pay for these co-pays. And that's all I'm saying, John.
Well, I'll supply, I sent you the agreement.
And I will supply you the one that we worked out
Well,
on.
you sit down with Mr. O'Rourke.
All right.
All right, and you guys are, I'm just telling you, I know what's in the court order in 2014.
And I understand what you're saying, but we don't even know what plan that we gave them now. Because we gave them an extra prescription plan, so we wouldn't have to pay all this out of pocket.
Well, why don't you work with Mr. O'Rourke and you work with
All I'm
Baxter?
saying is, we're back to square one that we were doing before they went to the health plans. We were in 2013, we wasn't, that's what I'm saying.
By switching to the Medicare, you've saved a substantial amount of money.
We switched in 2013, that's what I'm talking about. We did not pay all this out of pocket.
I'm just saying, we have a court agreement that says you have to pay this. Okay, you're saying, you're talking about whether or not you think that's correct, right? But I'm saying you have that court order. I've heard you do it once, but my recommendation is, you know, for some of the reimbursements and some of the payments, they're to the point where I'm just passing on to you that I'm getting contact from the FOP attorney, you know, where they want to initiate action.
What we can do is pay that up, but before we get behind again, there's two, if you're saying that they're the same, because here's the thing, they were only supposed to be going back in 2014, because the only thing that needed to be negotiated at that point was whether we were going to pay lawyer fees. Everything else had got negotiated. But we were not paying out of the wazoo like we're back to paying now. That was the reason we asked them to go to the plans that they were going to. And we gave them more than a lot of the people that's on Medicare. So we wouldn't have to put this out of pocket.
Again, I'm
Everybody else is
I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you what I know. Prove me wrong, and I will talk to him.
I wasn't the labor, I didn't negotiate the agreement.
I'm telling you.
They did
I
not
know.
pay
I
the
was
bill
there. I was in the
in
room.
I can
2013.
show
You
you
have
what
to
the
pay.
court order is and spells out
Shit,
what
Brian, it's crazy.
our responsibilities are. And when I started
It's just
getting,
like we got somebody that's, since you've been talking about this, we had made it where we didn't pay any bills that were blacked out. Because the person that opts out, we're only supposed to pay what our insurance would have paid if they were in, but we don't know, because
that's
everything's
something
blacked
important
out.
that with Benny, sir. I mean, I'm not gonna argue about it.
No. This is, you gotta go back to the shoot.
And say what?
That we cannot pay anything that's blacked out. We're getting bills that's blacked out. We only supposed to pay, even in the agreement, we would on, and that's in the arbitration, that's not in this agreement.
That's a HIPAA violation.
We were only supposed to pay.
Oh, you would know about
when
HIPAA,
they
wouldn't
opt
you?
out.
You're not allowed to know
You're
the
not allowed to look at
officers.
anybody's.
That's a HIPAA violation.
You know about HIPAA, don't you?
Yeah, I
You
do.
wanna find out more about it,
Yeah, I do.
aren't you?
She wants to know what
You
kind
know
of
about
medicine
HIPAA,
the
don't
chief
you?
takes.
You got a lot of nerve.
HIPAA.
HIPAA, remember that,
HIPAA.
Paula?
HIPAA.
HIPAA, remember? Psych pills? Remember that one, huh? HIPAA?
Did you forget to take the
Oh, she
prescription?
not took
If we're
yours.
supposed to
I don't
be
have 'em.
Saving money, or we're supposed to be cutting money, you can't keep saying, oh, we're gonna pay,
Well,
we're gonna pay,
that's court
and we're
order.
gonna pay, and no, Frank. You can't just say it's court order. Did you look at the court order? Do you know what was negotiated? So if you don't, no, you don't know any of it. So
Everybody signed the court order.
Shut up, Paula.
So do I. So we're gonna put this offline. You're gonna bring your book and I'm bringing my book and we're gonna meet in the middle.
Alright.
When there's a question of this, can I ask you?
Go ahead, Pat.
My question is really the question,
Go ahead.
okay? As finance chair, when you were finance
Right.
chair, this bill was dated June 1st, 2015. We have several bills here that was not paid from August 2014. And every month, we were voting, can I finish?
Yeah.
Every month, we were voting to pay bills. Why is one of these not paid?
I found out about a lot of things after 9.
I came in for you, what?
I found out a lot of things about bills that weren't paid after April 9. I thought were paid,
Name them.
okay?
Prove it.
So that's my, those two things, we continue to work on other litigation matters, that's on my, I have to.
I have a question for you. Where is our server?
My understanding is the servers in Delaware County District Attorney's Office.
Okay, but when did it get there? Because we had 2 council people went out there.